welcome to Gamer's Guide to the Galaxy, where we're backwards, and it's the show where about all things gaming, and the chat is over there now because I'm very confused.
Yeah, if you can't tell, we changed the layout of the room that we're currently in. We also have the light of 1,000 suns coming from this direction at our faces now.
Yes.
Since my styling sunglasses.
And an additional sun over here.
Yep, see?
Oh, God.
Sun. So, in case we need more lighting, you can tell us. We might get a tan from this, we might not. I'm not sure.
I'm already bronzing a little.
A little bit. I'm still pale.
Okay.
You also have the least amount of arm hair out of the three of us. Like, it's kind of... it goes from, like, the dark...
Okay. To light it. Yep.
Alright.
Well, the good news is you can take your shirt off while camping and not receive tranquilizer darts in the neck. I made that mistake once. Woke up 3 days later.
I remember that incident.
He doesn't.
I know he doesn't. He thought it was only one night.
Should.
Until I handed him my phone. It's the 5th?
Of 2015? What? Dude, we went camping in 2012. What happened? Dude, you partied real hard. Real hard.
Real hard. Sure came off trank darts everywhere.
Jesus.
It looked like a porcupine in the end. It was bad.
It's getting off topic real
Yeah, okay,
fast.
really off topic, yeah.
And speaking of tranquilizer darts, net neutrality.
Yes.
Hey.
That was not any kind of
Smoothness, no.
Yeah.
No, that was, I mean, no.
So, if anybody out there has been following the news, net neutrality is, one of the biggest things that happened to the internet since it's been created.
Mm-hmm.
biggest thing to happen to the internet since sliced bread.
Woo!
Sorry.
Anyways, so pretty much it means that there's a fair internet for us all. That way you can see us being streamed without there being a data cap where you zonk out after 5 minutes of watching us. Currently, the current battle or step that they've been taking right now is they're going to try to label the internet as a public service, kind of like water or heat or electricity. So that way everyone should have equal and fair access to these.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, doing this is really great, actually, I think. There are its own problems, though.
There's always problems.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like, for example, then they can actually meter it. Just like they meter your water or your electricity.
Yep.
Which, depending on how they meter it, can be horrendous. It could be just the same thing as net neutrality for us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they meter it as a data per day or data per hour, data per minute, however they want to break it down. And they put it through a pipe like that and meter it. If it's a too low of a cap and they don't understand network bandwidth needs, it's the same thing. It pretty much becomes a rich person's internet versus a poor person's internet.
Another thing is it's only partial Title II rules. So certain things don't apply, like rate control.
Yes, but you make regulations easier on it.
Yes, future regulations are easier, but they're currently not doing that. So that would mean potentially, they can charge whatever they want still, which is arguably part of the problem.
Actually, I think it would kind of even it out a little bit because, sorry to cut you off.
Keep going.
But I was having this conversation a little bit earlier today. One, it promotes better competition, which would obviously lower prices, more competition, but there is. But the government can step in at some point and say this is too high, or
right.
The whole nice Time Warner up to 50 megabytes per second, when you really get 6.
Right. Up to, yeah, anything between 0 and 15.
Yeah. So a little more. I think what it'll do is.
You guys got to start, getting aggressive with this. If mine drops below 10, I call and start yelling at them. Why am I paying for up to 15 when I'm getting less than 10?
Oh no, mine doesn't drop below. I think that's 30. Like if it goes beyond my 30 threshold, I'm like I yell. I call them. I'm like, this is unacceptable. You need to listen. And then I go, oh, you can't help me? Contact your supervisor. And I do that like 9 times in a row until I get like the big dude. I'm just like, listen.
Talking to the CEO of Time Warner, how the heck did you get to me? I can't believe they even transfer you.
I'm like, well, listen, I need my internet. Alright, I'm playing League of Legends. I can't have any lag. None of it. Are you kidding me? Right now, I'm playing 16 games right now while talking. I need better internet.
While streaming.
Yeah.
I have you on Bluetooth, and I got 3 computers going right now with different games. I need 2 of them are actually on the same game. I'm playing 2 characters on that.
Listen, I'm actually in a full body holodeck right now. I don't have time for this.
As you skip along, is that Andy? Timber! You gotta say Timber, so he has to spell it too, so he gets really confused.
What'd you just say? Sorry, I summoned a flaming pyro bear. It's confusing.
He's got fireworks on his back too, because I'm a
Pyro
panda.
teddy bear.
Yeah.
Right.
Because I'm a panda.
Actually, he's a demonic soul bound to a teddy bear.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not getting into League of Legends lore. It's crazy.
Yes, it is.
But what this means for us as gamers is possibly, if this goes through, a more stable connection. So no of this strict NAT bullshit that's going on right now that curses Xbox One and everything it does.
Mm-hmm.
It means that better quality streaming for everybody. Better quality, playing of games. No more lagging out on Destiny because it has to be hosted over a connection now. So hopefully this is the infrastructure boost that we want. I just fear for the pricing cost that's going to go with.
Yeah, that's the problem that's coming up is the price and cost, because poor men are not going to be able to play games anymore.
Well,
That's basically what's gonna come down to.
before they start doing that, they're already preparing to sue.
Yeah.
To fight it again.
Yes.
Absolutely. And that's an indication to me, though, that that's going on the right track. Is that, Comcast and Time Warner don't want it.
Yeah. If they want to sue, that's a good thing.
Yeah. Pretty much.
Yeah, that's usually how it goes.
And honestly, the benefits for this, to me, outweigh the potential risks. Because no matter what Time Warner or Comcast do, they're out to screw you. They're out to screw you.
They're a big company that makes their money off of screwing you.
Pretty much.
They're not like Google that just makes money for making money.
Well, Google makes an obscene amount of money for no reason.
Yes, they do. This clock we have
Google
open
makes-
is giving Google money for no reason. It's not
Probably.
taking money from me. It's just giving Google money.
Yeah, it's probably giving Google ad revenue because there's tiny ads embedded in the numbers on this clock we have here.
Yes.
Probably.
No one can see the clock, but there's a clock showing the time, so we can literally see what time it is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's the function of clouds.
Yeah,
Yeah.
generally.
But,
Well, it depends. Sometimes a clock would be also the processor of a computer. Clock cycles.
touche. But it does do that to tell the time so that way it knows how many cycles it's doing per second. But
Yeah.
anyway, or millisecond.
Or
Let's go
microsecond.
Let's go nanoseconds, guys.
I don't think it's quite to nanoseconds.
Sure.
But going back to net neutrality, the reason why this is such big news though is it's happening so quickly. It was only announced I think last week.
Yep.
And it's going to go up in 2 days, which terrifies the crap out of me. Because I don't have the proper knowledge to really form a super positive or super negative opinion. I have a general idea what this is and what it's going to mean for us, but I haven't heard the full argument of everything that goes into making something a public service.
I
You know
mean,
what I mean? And I mean, if it makes the companies go under stricter regulation, I think that's actually a good thing. Right now, I think the internet game is too fast and too loose, which is good and bad because that means hey, mom and pop shop can give you as much speed as they can freaking handle, but that means Time Warner can also do some super shady stuff.
yeah. Just move in, start lowering the prices, run mom and pop shop out of business, raise those prices back up and make that money back.
That's a really weird tone. to hit.
Bitches!
Stop. But that's actually what Walmart did.
That's what
That's
a lot of
exactly what
companies
Walmart
did.
did.
That's what Rockefeller did, actually.
Yeah, he invented this game.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what he would go in, put his refinery there, start selling his oil at really cheap prices,
Yep.
run the local oil refineries out of business, or before they ran out of business, go and off to buy their refineries for
Pennies on the dollar.
pennies on the dollar, really, just so they can have money. I mean, for the money he was spending on them, they could probably live the rest of their lives comfortably.
Yeah.
But now he controlled that oil and he rose the prices in that area up high.
Yep.
And this is what they basically This is basically what Time Warner and Comcast do with internet.
It's also why there's laws against monopolies.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
But it's.
oh, good.
I think it gets confusing with internet and cable. Is it a monopoly? I mean, they have
No, it's a monopoly.
It's technically
choices.
No, they don't. If this merger goes through, if you look at the map of internet coverage versus major cities and stuff,
Yeah, I know.
And-
Comcast and Time Warner cannot merge and become one because that would be horrible.
and they're not even
Well,
direct
that's-
competitors anyway. Like
Yeah.
even if it doesn't go through, they're not directly competing anywhere.
because of their oligopoly.
Very few
that they
places.
have.
What?
It's because of the oligopoly that they have.
Yeah, they have an oligopoly.
Yeah.
Ugh, I can't even say the word oligopoly.
But actually, I've seen an interactive map where it had Time Warner coverage and then Comcast coverage, and that's actually how it goes. It goes up like this into the northeast, and then from like I would say mid-east down through the belt and over. That's their coverage zones.
Yep.
And Comcast pretty much just wants to get this whole thing.
Yep.
So that is unheard of monopolization. Like,
Yep.
if the people who made those monopoly laws back then saw this, they would probably go,
No,
"What?
no, no, no. And
Yeah.
then they probably would have broke Comcast and Time Warner apart.
Right. Probably.
Which,
Yeah, they would be like, dude, you guys are already monopolies. New break, super break. Okay.
you're Time Warner, you're Warner Times.
Stop.
They're horrible at naming, okay?
Sort of like Bell and then Bell Atlantic and then
Yeah.
Yeah.
and they've all merged together into Verizon again. Since then, they have. Think about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I remember, Bell and then I don't remember Bell, but Bell Atlantic. I remember Bell
And then
Atlantic,
Bell Atlantic.
and then that was like one of the various things that got broken apart from the monopoly phone company Bell, and they've all merged together again under the name Verizon.
Yeah. So that's actually something that's super huge that's going to hit gamers very soon. And that's something that we're going to have to keep a close eye on. It's probably going to be a recurring topic over the next few weeks. Just nothing huge, I don't think, just because we're going to be covering it over the next few weeks. But I know that's something that I'm going to keep a watchful eye for, because if this does start to go south, like, oh, well, we're going to meter it at, 500 gigs per year. I consumed that in the last week.
Yeah.
Yeah. Last week.
Yeah.
I believe it.
Streaming.
It's
Games.
easy.
I mean,
It's
just
easy to
last
consume that.
week. I mean, you're not talking about yesterday.
I haven't checked for yesterday.
Oh, okay.
I just have a thing on my router that gives me a
Oh,
thing.
I
It's
thought that's
easy to
about
do,
like
though.
500 gigs like a day.
Yeah.
Real easy to do.
And
Yeah,
like,
I know.
The amount, like, you would need petabytes. Like, you need to measure that in petabytes. Which is, in case no one knows their byte scale, it's 1 above tera, which is 1 above giga. So it's 2 above giga.
It's not 2 above. It's
It's
orders of magnitude above.
Well,
2
that's
orders of magnitude.
That's
yeah.
what I'm saying.
Yeah,
It's-
I know.
Sorry.
I'm just saying, like,
terabyte is
2
1,000
above.
gigabytes.
1024.
1024, yes.
We're not doing their generic, it's binary. Come on now.
Okay, whatever. And a petabyte is 1,024 terabytes.
Yes.
So roughly
Except on leap years where it's 1,026.
Stop. Anyways, so that's actually probably, I think it's, doing quick math in my head, 1,300,000.
Sure. We'll go with that. I don't feel like doing math right now.
25,600.
Yeah?
Yeah. I'm just making numbers up, Jacob.
I think it's like 1 million. No, it's yeah, 1.
He's got an abacus here that only he can see.
I'm actually rearranging the zeros, but that's okay. So yeah, it's 1 million, and then 224s, so that's minimum. 1,326,000, I think.
Sure.
We're learning.
We'll go with that.
So around 1,326,000 times 1 gig.
Now that you spent 2 minutes explaining what a petabyte is.
Yep. But that's kind of the scale we're talking. Like,
Yes.
oh, you get 100 petabytes.
What about
of data.
what about a yottabyte?
Don't.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
What was that, like 6 orders of magnitude?
I think so. I'm not even sure. I know it's the thing.
That's a thing.
Actually, the biggest one that they have right now is a geobyte, I think.
Yeah, I know. I know, but I was gonna go with something
Yeah.
a little bit more obscure.
Something a little more not brain busting. If you can't tell, we're nerds. And we know all of our bytes, apparently. Alright, so.
What's half a byte?
Bit?
A nibble.
Yes.
No, it's a bit. Half of a bit is a nibble.
No,
No,
a bit is 8. A byte is 8 bits.
A bit is a single 0 or 1.
A nibble is half of a byte.
Oh, right. Wow, I'm dumb. Well, I'm thinking like
We know our like.
Shut up. Shut up. All right, after this, we're doing a hexadecimal competition.
No
So
thanks. No thanks.
Exactly.
Hexadecimal. I can do hexadecimal.
I haven't done hexadecimal in years.
You got one of the IPv6.
I do it all the time.
All right.
Part of my job.
It's not part of my job is to pretend I know computers, and then I go over and I go la 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 la. It's broken, and I walk away.
Wow.
No, that's not really my job. People, that's what people. Hey, can you fix my computer?
That's any IT person's job. The
No.
first thing you do is you answer the phone and say, "Have you rebooted?"
I've
Nope.
done that.
I don't do that.
I've done that.
I don't.
It's fixed the problem.
I'm second tier support. I gotta go. Google is what you do.
I'm not even technically the support. There's no support in my building, so they think I'm the support. That's not my job title.
So, anyways, from supports,
We're getting
news-
way off
Yeah,
topic here.
Yeah.
the newest news for the Halo 5 Guardians beta or game, either or.
Beta game.
Beta game.
Beta game.
The frick was that?
That's crazy.
Your
That's a
battery
cough.
is running low.
Oh goodness. Give us 1 second while Adam
Panic.
thinks.
Panic.
Real hard. Good job, Adam.
I'm gonna unplug the computer for a second.
Panic.
There it is, Josh. Holy crap. Okay, so welcome back to Not the Ground. God.
Good job, Jacob.
Listen. You knocked it over. I just put it back up. I didn't know that before. Yeah,
That's great.
Camera's got it, the guy.
really?
Sure, anything can happen, and it will, because it's live TV. Just remember, we are live. This is completely unscripted.
If you can't
Completely
tell.
unscripted show. Great. We are so good at improvising on the fly here.
Can we have a technical difficulties down, please? For the love of Christ.
You would have to hold it up. Because if technical I'm busy doing other things. I don't have time to go and switch to the technical difficulty sign.
Let me get one of those.
Battery's about to die. Okay, let me put the technical difficulty sign up, and then I'll fix that.
If you know how to do hotkeys right, you would know this.
I did the hockey, it just didn't work. Maybe I have to do that.
Stop. We're going back to the show now.
Don't.
Okay, Halo 5 Guardians beta / game.
Oh, my camera falling.
Yes. Recently, there's been some footage released of it. You know, the beta actually happened. People have been streaming it all like crazy. I'm a big consumer of that. I don't know if you guys are.
Yep.
But
The camera angle's a little bit off.
listen, it's good enough right now. We're not editing this while we're live. We're editing it while we're on break. Anyways.
That means move the camera.
Yeah.
Slightly.
We got it in post. We're good. So,
I'll add it in post.
anyways. So, stop, Chris. Just stop looking at it. Just look that way.
But.
Anyways, so stop. So, pretty much what this means is, you know what I mean? All the new stop, Chris. Can't even talk.
Don't look at me. Talk.
I can see you on my peripherals. I'm not looking. Good. Stop, Chris.
Okay.
So, there's a bunch of new features. One that I like in particular is pretty much a shoulder fuck you. Is the best way I can pronounce that. It might be French, and it's a fuck you, but I don't know.
I'm not sure if that sounds painful or sexy.
No, it's painful. Pretty much is when some dude runs at you and drops his shoulder and then hits your jaw with it so hard you die. There's also jetpack boosters on your back that hits you. And it is got some of the most funny ragdolls I've ever seen in my life.
Halo always has funny ragdolls, though.
No, it's funnier even than a Halo standpoint.
Oh, God.
Because pretty much what it does is it sends their body up and back at the same time, like a grenade does, but localized in their jaw, so their head hits first. So it's like, huh! And then their body like starts flipping immediately. It's awesome. So that's one of the bigger things about it. From what I'm seeing, this is actually probably one of the best Halo games that they've released in a while. Like Halo 4 wasn't that great.
No, it wasn't. I was disappointed. Then again, it was also the very first Halo game, very first official Halo game made without Bungie.
Correct. Also, though, like Halo ODST wasn't that great. You know what I mean? Halo Reach was okay. It was good story wise.
Good story wise. The multiplayer, I like the multiplayer. ODST, it was an interesting take on it because
Yeah.
you weren't the all powerful Spartan. You were just a normal soldier,
Oh, absolutely.
and you couldn't play like a normal. You couldn't play like a normal Halo game because if you ran in there like a Spartan, you were dead.
The part about that I didn't like is the co-op integration becoming a free for or a team thing where it's like you versus the Horde. I didn't like that.
No.
Like, I like that as a game option, sure, but I didn't have my multiplayer, and that was a really big mistake on their part because that diminished the replayability by leaps and bounds. But I did like to tie into the 7-on-7 achievements. Those are cool. But this one looks super sharp. The gun remakes, I don't know if you've seen them. Oh my goodness, they're fantastic. They're super sharp. One of the best guns I've seen in a game so far, at least this year. The displays on them are perfectly readable and crisp, and like they look like they're straight up LED live action stuff. It's
nice.
It's real good. I mean, I'm almost ready to accept 343 as the new Bungie.
Well, after Destiny,
Yeah.
if 343 puts out a good Halo game, then yeah, I would say so. Because let's face it. I mean, Destiny was nothing what we thought it was going to be.
And the continuous support on Destiny is fantastic, and that is something that Bungie's known for, is continual support and stuff. And I love that they're trying real hard on it. But now that they've made so many changes and so many add-ons and stuff like that, I dread that update. Like,
I haven't put Destiny in so long because I just wasn't impressed with it.
that and their lack to put in a matchmaking for raids is just asinine.
I mean, when I heard Bungie was making a game called Destiny, there was really only two things I wanted out of this game. One, good story. Two, good multiplayer. Because that's what Halo was known for. Had a great story and a great multiplayer for, not just for a first-person shooter, for any game really.
Yeah.
And Destiny came out, and I would
say
let
they
down.
do have that, actually, though. The multiplayer on Destiny is fantastic. If you play the modes, it's fantastic.
Never even bothered.
Oh, you're missing out. That's actually really good.
Because I just wasn't impressed with the game at all. I played the story, and I'm like, hey, there's no story.
The multiplayer is good.
So I wasn't going to give him the chance with that one.
It's a great multiplayer game. But if Halo 5 does the normal Halo pattern of a fantastic story, great visual graphics, and a good multiplayer, it's there's no way to lose that. You know what I mean? And that might be what the takeaway is from this, is any company can be good at Halo.
Yeah, it might just be the fact that Halo
Is super easy to make.
is super easy to make.
Well, not super easy to make, but super easy to get a home run with.
Yeah.
That's from a conceptual background, because there's so much lore.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
We were so busy with something else that we forgot about that.
Again, we'll change it in post.
Yeah, we'll change it to post. We're busy with the other things today, okay?
Like the camera.
The camera.
Yep.
The other thing.
The new mic.
The new chat, which is... Oh, screw it.
So, anyways, so I think that if 343 can prove themselves, though,
Yeah, you missed earlier with the camera flying around the room.
And the computer almost dying, yeah.
and the ghost,
And the ghost.
That was a scary ghost.
It really was.
spooky. He's really spooky.
I don't know if that was on camera or not.
I don't know, bloody eyes and...
Oh, I don't know if we saw the same ghost.
I didn't see the same ghost.
Maybe you just have like a demon.
Mine.
Oh, you can see.
The one I saw looked like a Pac-Man ghost.
Yeah. Too spooky, man. Too spooky.
Did
Anyways.
they have bloody eyes?
No.
No, Pac-Man ghosts don't have bloody eyes.
I'm gonna call a priest after the show.
Sure, you're not gonna just ignite it. But...
Yeah. We'll see.
Okay. So, anyways,
If I start foaming at the mouth, just run.
you don't have to tell me that. Dude.
I'm not sure guns will help with this situation.
Oh, they'll help. Anyways, so I think that maybe 343 can be the next Bungie, where we put a lot of faith in and just kind of like blindly give them a trust that we don't give to most developers.
Let's think about this. They were what?
The camera's still bugging.
We're not that off, dude.
We're not that far,
but we're a little bit off.
Stop.
343 was basically Microsoft employees who were chosen to take over for Bungie.
Yeah.
So, I mean,
maybe without Microsoft's strict regulations and stuff, Bungie kind of fell underneath their own creativity.
Mm-hmm.
Not saying that's a bad thing. But
They tried to make an MMO first-person shooter with RPG elements and loot and raids and.
But see, you can't say that that's not possible because Borderlands did it first.
Not an MMO.
You're right, but that could be easily transformed into an MMO with a hub.
Well, here's what some people have said. This was the problem with Destiny. It brought first-person shooter fans into the MMO world and introduced them to the grind that is every MMO.
True.
And it took MMO fans and brought them into a game that they're not used to playing. They're used to playing, something more like Warcraft or something where they have their macros and everything, and this is just a simple first-person shooter.
Yeah.
So, you're trying to take two different fan bases, put it into one game, which in theory sounds great. I'm going to make so much money off it, but in practice, they just didn't do it.
Again, though, I do go back to Borderlands with that.
Again, Borderlands is not an MMO, though. You get first-person shooter fans.
I know,
with that.
but so the easiest way to do this, though, ready? So, looking at Destiny and looking at Borderlands, if you take Borderlands and add in a hub world, a hub home, for example, say that main town that you go to, and the newest one is Concordia. You take Concordia, make any player there, give them chat. You know what I mean? There's an MMO part, and then when they're around those areas, like the opening and exiting of levels, and just like letting them drive around and stuff, add people. That's an MMO. That's what a Destiny MMO is. But if you do that and add that to Borderlands, you also now have great storyline, you have multiplayer. The first hilarious. If you can't tell, I like Borderlands.
Yeah.
And
no, I couldn't tell.
Well, you just remember Destiny's great story, which you find the cards, you get off the game, you go online, you go to Bungie's website, you log in,
and then it tells you haven't collected any cards, and you have to go back in and play the game again.
Yes. And you're, what? I thought oh god damn, that wasn't the card.
No, I've collected about, I think like 100 or so cards. I can't see any of them.
Really?
Yeah.
That's another problem with the game.
Game devs, just to let you know, if I have to log out of the game for anything, I hate you. I don't want to do that. Ever.
If I can't just get the story by playing the game.
No, anything. I mean anything. You want me to get an unlockable code. If that's not on the game, I hate you. I'm not going to a site to get that.
There actually was a game that had a song that translated into Morse code. When you translate that, it gave you coordinates. Real world, and when you went to the real world coordinates, there was actually real world coordinates. Rerolled. Real world coordinates. There was actually treasure chests buried with things inside. And the funny thing is, the code mentions 5 keys because that's what's in. There's a key in each chest. Only 4 chests were ever found.
Nice.
It's Trials, by the way. The game Trials.
That's ridiculous. I would never do that for Trials.
But people did, and these coordinates are all over the world.
Thank goodness for the internet.
That's interesting.
Well,
yeah.
I think it's about time to go on our break.
Yes, it is. And fix the camera.
We'll fix the camera.
Camera.
When we come back, if you guys couldn't tell what we were talking about, we're going to be talking about the new Borderlands stuff.
Camera.
And the camera, apparently.
Camera. Talk about the camera.
Apparently I can't show today. We have to talk about the camera.
We already did talk about the camera.
So,
quite a bit.
So when we come back, we'll be talking about Borderlands and some other very fun topics.
Camera.